What's going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of King Darius Cooks. Tonight, I'm going to show you a family favorite, my own rendition of a quick Vietnamese pho soup with sous vide filet mignon as the protein. Now, most authentic recipes actually do take hours to prepare, but I'm going to show you the quick and easy way to go ahead and get this done. Let's do it. Okay, so what we're going to do for this first piece here is we're going to chop up all of our ingredients. We will saute it in butter and then put it in our broth mixture, okay? We have fresh spring onions, we have cilantro, we have ginger, and then we're gonna chop up some basil to go with it. Now, I actually do cook with the stems. Nobody really says this too often, but the stems are actually the most flavorful part of like cilantro and a lot of these vegetables. So if you're doing any sort of like saute work or anything like that, definitely use the stems. I've got some cooking buddies that, you know, are new to the game and they like to pick all the leaves off. I'm adding a few shallots to give it a little bit of sweetness. And I'm going to add an onion in here as well. Alright family, now that we've got all of our ingredients chopped up, the next thing that we're going to work on is our broth. So this is probably one of the most important parts of any Vietnamese pho soup, and this is actually where we're going to be saving the majority of our time. So instead of boiling beef parts, bones, marrow, what have you, we're actually going to be using a pre-made broth from the grocery store and jazzing that up. So what you'll normally find when you go to the store are these. Okay, just a standard beef broth, but what we like to do is mix this with bone broth, and also they do make pho broth at the store, okay? Now, can you pour this into a pot and boil it, and will it taste okay? Sure. But we don't do okay here, ladies and gentlemen, all right? We're here for greatness. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you the next steps. Okay guys, so now this is gonna be approximately 200 ounces of broth that we're gonna be using. You can use more, you can use less. This will make, I wanna say 2.5, 3 nights worth of pho broth. Okay, so if you don't want that much, you can have this and, half this and be perfectly fine, okay? Alright guys, we almost got this where we want it. Everything is nice and cooked down. The way I am able to tell when this is ready is you can smell it. When everything that we put in this pan begins to become extremely fragrant, first of all, your kitchen's and your house is gonna smell amazing. But second of all, that's how you know that we're like 95% there. Okay? These little pieces of ginger are gonna turn very, very slightly brown. And we're ready to rock and roll. Okay, so we're gonna mix these next bit of ingredients into our broth. We have light brown sugar. We have 3 cinnamon sticks. We have star anise and cardamom pods. We have fish oil, and this is roughly 1 teaspoon of fish oil. And this is 2 tablespoons of coarse salt, okay? Now, obviously you can salt this to your desired preference, but I figured like this is the sweet spot when you've got about 190, 200 ounces of broth. All right, so the next step in the process is for us to go ahead and cook our rice sticks. This is gonna be the pasta. It takes 2 to 10 minutes depending on what brand of pasta you go with. But what we're gonna wanna do is take it out exactly at that 10-minute mark and then shock it in an ice bath. This will stop it from overcooking. Alright team, so we did it. We made it to the end of this video as well, and we're just about to get wrapped up. So we sous vide our filet mignon, okay? We seared it afterwards. Now searing it is actually optional. You do not have to do that, and as a matter of fact, you don't even have to sous vide the meat. You can cook it in whichever way you feel comfortable. But the goal is to really kind of get it to that medium rare range, because when you put it in the bottom of the bowl and then the soup broth goes in, the broth is going to continue to cook the meat. So last but not least, let's go ahead and construct a bowl of pho, and we'll get wrapped up. All right, so we're gonna go meat first. At least in this house, we go meat first. You can go whichever way you please, but this makes it a little bit easier rather than having to try to bury the meat underneath the noodles later on. Alright, so that's a good amount of meat. Alright, noodles come next. And then the last step is the broth.